It's time that we're getting to see it here in ESL Impact on CS2. Looking forward to seeing how these ladies are going to play around, how the map has changed. The game's changed quite a bit. Start things off low and slow. A little posturing over towards A.
Just taking a look for now. It's Bibiana up in the A site. Shot rings out of there, trying to run close. She's going to see it's a good little peek out, so she realizes how many people are coming. The question is, can you do anything to stop them? They're just running her down, and she's run out of bullets. In the meantime, it's Emmy at range. The dualies not likely to run out of bullets, but they will shut her down anyway. Kiosa coming in with a couple of good shots, and a chance now for a bomb plant.
Well, if there was ever a time to get the dualies, it would be in Dallas. But Vanessa has gotten in behind Big. Do they have any clue? Well, now they do, unfortunately. She wasn't able to get a kill. That would have been massive. Now Goose hiding out. And again, unexpected. They are watching for a potential flank, but Goose, instead of activating, she's going to meet up with Vanessa. They're going to push towards the B site together as a unit. Peeks out of window. Some chip damage to come through. Vanessa will clean it up. She'll hold the attention of Jenny R, and that gives the space needed for Vanessa to swing out and get the first round for FlyQuest Red.
That's really, really well done. They actually caught the rotation before it even happened to the B bomb site, and for once, somebody ran out of bullets on the dualies. So that's unfortunate for Jenny. She, at the end, they obviously can't do anything about it, so didn't have a chance to really fight that 2v1. Yeah, I mean, this was otherwise a well-executed attack onto the A bomb site. I think they just needed, in that moment when they get the first kill on Vivian, if they could have found a way to get the bomb planted right then and there, that would have been favorable, I think, for Big. But didn't really happen that way. So FlyQuest going to be up with a good start here. And no bomb plant allowed once again. We're going to keep bringing that up. That always is a big deal when you can't get the bomb planted on the T side.
Kaude has brought out the scout here, not saving up for the op necessarily, but trying to do some early damage, knowing they have the advantage against literally no armor. But unfortunately, none of those shots really connecting. And now Big are aware that there is a scout in play, and they're going to have to take these shorter range battles, try and kind of run K&A down. Unfortunately, they don't have too much to work with, running straight into mid. It's a spray down from Emmy, and finally, Kaude will find the connection, the last to come through from Emmy. And it's an absolute slaughter in double doors.
Yeah, that looked very crisp. Even if she wasn't under a lot of pressure there, just really nice USP shots. That's, again, we talked about confidence already today, and it's going to keep being a feature throughout this. You're on LAN, all of the pressure is on here, so just watching Emmy, not really letting it get to her, I think is a big deal early on. You're right, the scout has come out instead. That's interesting. It's not necessarily a bad choice, but that didn't make the difference. Molotov down to the bottom of those doors. That's important because the CTs are going to try and run in there into lower dark. So throwing that Molotov is a way to do it and try to get rid of him. So one of the features of the map now is Jenny flashed into long, and she'll take down BBR once again. It's a good start to the round.
Now BB trying to get some aggressive play there, but unfortunately getting run over. Now the A side is completely free and clear, and it's likely going to have to be a retake scenario. Now Big, unaware that the site is completely empty otherwise, got to slow things down a bit. That allows FlyQuest a bit of time to get into position here. Can they deny that bomb from getting planted just a little bit longer? We're even seeing Kaude with an interesting position here in top mid. But now they stall out, they slow down, and still Big, not confident enough. Finally, bomb is going to get planted, but it seems they're a bit hesitant to actually pull the trigger on that.
Yeah, they are worried, you're right. There's a very, very long delay. I guess they don't lose anyone in the interim, so it might be all right. A smoke goes up, and they can't go long, because that's been held the whole time by Kiosa. So there's no chance that they're going to be coming that way, and Big know it. So this round should probably be won. I think the best you could do right now if you're FlyQuest Red is to try and set up for some exit kills. You don't want to overdo it because you don't have a lot of money either, but you can try and see if you can find a couple of kills at the end. It's unlikely you're going to be winning the round. And they are putting a little bit of pressure on. It's Kaude coming in with a couple of, or an attempt up at long there, but not really working out. It's Vanessa flexing that MP9 as they're running into the pit. It could be a bit of a slaughter here. The bomb doesn't take anyone with it either. So actually a great round for Big.
FlyQuest at least do that little bit of damage, but yeah, Big come out on top of that one. They managed to maintain a lot of their players at the end of the round, so the reinvest is not nearly as expensive as it could well have been with so many of FlyQuest players waiting for them to run down long. So they're going to be super happy with that. It's a great opportunity to turn things back around in their favor. And of course, that was the bonus for FlyQuest. So they still do have the money to buy in here. It's not as robust as they'd like, but they're not yet in trouble.
They have another round at least here to try and see if they get something done. Big presence along for FlyQuest Red. 3 players on the side here. It's Goose free to begin with. Almost ready for a third, but she's got the backup and they're going to be able to shut it down. 4 people dead as they try to make it through long. So the perfect round for FlyQuest to have that 3-man setup. It's hard to do that because normally, if you have that, you're not going to have that much defense in middle. So it's risky to put 3 people at the long position, but they managed to make it work.
So far, you know, Big have kind of favored this B positioning, and they kind of gamble it. They're like, all right, you know, they've just won a round here. Maybe they push it again. Maybe they push their luck. They had BB take that aggressive position the round before. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. And they go, you know what? Give it one more try, but we'll reinforce it. And what a disgusting start to the round here. Of course, Big EQUIPA not going to be too happy with that one. Going to be looking to change things up into this round. But it was a really important round for FlyQuest to win because look at Big's money. There's like nothing there. They've got the 1 hero rifle to try and bring them through. It was a massive gamble, but it paid off.
Something that we've seen a lot more in the open circuit is people buying those hero, you know, it's not even just the AK, people buying like hero scouts, hero Galeals. It's just a thing now to try and put pressure on the economy at all times. So I kind of like that from Big, even if you're not having a great chance of winning this round. It's just about keeping the pressure on and not allowing FlyQuest to feel great at the start of it. You want them to feel pressure all the way through this game.
And again, FlyQuest take that aggressive push towards long. This time around, only 2 strong, but they're taking a far more balanced approach to holding down the line a little bit here. Now, we are going to have a little bit of noise over towards double doors, so they realize, okay, there's a little bit of presence here, but still not pulling the trigger on any sort of rotation, not pushing anywhere. There's a little bit of push and pull just in terms of overall map control. They have information that they can gather at the drop of a hat, whereas Big, because they're on pistols, because they have to take this death ball style, they can get wrapped in on really easily. So they're going to have to, Spidey sense is going to have to tingle a bit here.
It's a really nice smoke to throw right there. They don't have a lot more though. The flashes are kind of already been thrown out, but you know what? It's actually working out. They might be able to get a bomb plant behind this, and with the 1 hero AK, you just never know. Now, Gooseberry is set up for it. She's stolen an AK on her side as well, and flexing it absolutely to perfection. 2 kills, no bomb plant happening here for Big EQUIPA. They're going to be shut down. Yeah, I mean, I think all the grenades were really well set up there for the T side. They just needed a bomb plant.
Yeah. And it seemed like there was the possibility for it, right?
Yeah.
But Goose, a great reposition from her. She realizes, okay, I can't see anything. I need to move. And sure, it could put her in a bit of danger, but she's confident. We've been a big talking point so far today. She's going to play off of that, and it works out beautifully. Now, what's interesting, Zana picks up the T-sided AWP.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see how that's going to work out. Where is she going to posture? Again, FlyQuest taking very aggressive control down A long, leaving mid relatively open. And Big still looking to pressure it.
Sana is a super talent for anyone that hasn't been keeping up. Like, it's really worth pointing out. I think a lot of the spotlight, funnily enough, was stolen from Anna because obviously she's a demon with the AWP, but Sana is really not that far behind. It's really worth thinking about too. So I think she could easily be the X factor in a game like this one against FlyQuest. And talking about confidence, I mean, that's a way to erode the confidence of a FlyQuest Red here, is if Sana can pop off and have a couple of early kills here in some of these rounds, it can make a huge difference. We're seeing the same kind of smokes, because they did get close in the previous round, so maybe you want to try it again, but this time where everybody has a rifle. They're setting up for it, see if they can take down Kaude here at the start of the round.
Nice little bit of utility. Kaude feeling a little under pressure here. The spam, she does finally manage to get one, but the A side is basically free and clear. Now BB is in a really solid position. They will suspect that she's likely to be there. She's going to check to see if there's some sort of a flank, but she's in a perfect position to reflank in on Big. As now FlyQuest start to make their way in towards the site. 4 versus 4, it's definitely doable for either side, but they will still have the AWP to contend with, and Zana in a great spot here to deny that retake.
Good smoke coming out to make it a very, very tricky. Emmy, she will find a headshot, but Sana's going to answer right back. Second AWP shot lands, looking for a third and almost taking it. She's missing a couple of shots here, but that bomb needs to be defused. They're inside of the smoke, trying to line it up. The pistols that come out, the defuse is through. Somehow they find a way to get the job done on that CT side. That's an unbelievable round to win.
I love the body block there as well.
Yeah.
Protect the president, make sure that defuse comes through. And to be fair, Zana was in the perfect position, but those slight miss shots, they needed to connect. And if she had, that round is easily in Big EQUIPA's bag. You got to think, all right, the nerves starting to set in a little bit. The start of the map didn't go the way that they wanted. Now there's pressure. They're slowly losing those rounds, and you realize you have to step up. And the mind game there can definitely become a huge factor. Unfortunately, FlyQuest Red taking full advantage of that. They don't want to miss a beat.
And the bomb plant was very close to the edge of those boxes. I wondered if a different scenario, if they could have planted a little bit further towards the catwalk. Not that much, but just a little bit. It would have been harder to get that defuse on the CT side. So small margins here that could have made a huge difference. But you know what, for Big EQUIPA, at least they get the bomb plant very, very quick this time. Like, they're not hesitating in that round. They're really just getting the job done. And honestly, that is the closest you can get. So a very winnable round. Still, they need to do even more here. It's a 5-1 scoreline. We need to see the T side come into it. It's a good start. My God. Vanessa's practically dead already.
Expecting that aggressive play to possibly come through there. But the fact that she survives is great. She might still be able to get one if they do decide to push in. But again, map control from FlyQuest, it's massive. It's all over the place. But Big EQUIPA have set up a little bit on the extremities to try and gather a bit of information. Immediately now they know, okay, AWP, set up over towards that A site. Need to be aware of that. That means that we've got a little bit of wiggle room over towards the B site.
So unlikely that there's going to be more people at long when the orb is holding that position. Maybe there's someone in pit, but more than likely there's going to be more force elsewhere. So I do like this from Jenny. She might be able to get a kill here. You might even have seen the gun barrel up there. Oh, it's the big chance there, but she can't quite find it. Instead, Gooseberry to open up the round, then she's taking down Sana as well. That is a massive kill to begin with, and now there might be some trouble here. The rotation for FlyQuest Red is looking good at the moment. They're going to smoke up the middle. I think Big, if they want to hit this B bomb site, they need to do it right now before anyone gets... It might even be too late. Gooseberry is already in middle, so this is a really well-read round right now from the CT side.
And instantly some of that util to come through just to slow things down a little bit, burn away the clock. Now, less than 30 seconds left. Big have to move. And now they're going to start to take that space. Vanessa has repositioned. She knows they're pushing in. Footsteps are heard. She's good for the first. Cannot get a second, but that's okay because Kiosa, with a stray bullet, will unfortunately give FlyQuest even more of an advantage in this round. Now, B-site can be difficult to retake, but in a 3v1, I'm favoring FlyQuest.
Yeah, it's doable, and they're waiting for her. It's actually great for Kiosa. She has to do that. There's no choice. If she waits inside of the bomb site, she's for sure going to be dead. They're going to flash through. They're going to count to 3 and just run through the door and the window, and there's not much she can do. So she kind of has to try and make it at a minimum of 2 versus 1 before they get there. But well read again on the FlyQuest Red side. They're doing a really great job at the moment, and it shows on the scoreboard as well. He is 6-1 in their favor, with Emmy being the top fragger at the moment. Maybe not too surprising again. She's got that aim for it, so don't know if that's catching anyone off guard, but we need to see. I'd like to see a bit of a change of pace for Big EQUIPA. I'd like to see them try and go for even just something like a B rush, because again, you can do it now. You really can.
For now, we're still going to have a bit of that posture in towards A, but I think they're going to go for the catwalk push in towards A from middle. They've been doing that quite often, and FlyQuest don't really reinforce that terribly much. Sure, you do have Kaude watching for it. They kind of realize, okay, this is something that they've done previously, but it's not a heavy defensive line. So for Big, a couple of smokes, you could very easily push Kaude off of her position and retake that space again.
In the middle for sure, but nobody from FlyQuest Red, I think, is actually anywhere near to discover that yet. So they're just really far back in their normal positions here. It's Bibian alone over at long right here. Dangerous peek coming out and a repeat coming in from Kaude. That's going to get a shot down. Giuliano in position to get that job done. Emmy fighting for her life inside of the bomb site. She's already got a couple of great kills. Spins around. She's almost out of bullets. 5 left and shot in the back. Sana shows up. Great coordination between Giuliano and Sana here.
Emmy doing a fantastic job as the side anchor, but now Bibian, she's been touted as one of the best players in North America for so long. 1 versus 2 here. Still coming up against Zana's AWP. She's going to have to play this perfectly. Spots the first, gets the cleanup. was a really low player already, but now Zana is 100% aware of where BB's coming from. She's going to hold the line. Oh, BB slipped straight past her. But surely, as soon as she taps this bomb, she's not going to tap it. She's going to push it. What is this confidence? But the shots are not connecting. Swaps to the USPS. And unfortunately, it's going to be Zana to clean it up. That was nuts.
It's another one of these rounds where lacking a tiny bit of information because she doesn't know she's at the back of plateau. It's hard to make a rational call at that point. You're hoping to find her anywhere else, and by the time it's almost too late. But that is about as close as you can get. If she would have had the kill there at the end, I think she had enough time to defuse even. So very, very close round. But big EQUIPA, it is great news here. Nice couple of things coming out from Sana as well. Nice to see her get into the mix of things here. They needed it on the T side, right? They started to fall a bit too far behind. Now with a 6-2 scoreline and moving into the next round. I think a timeout was called there from FlyQuest Red, so getting a chance to talk things over.
I mean, they're very much on a knife's edge right now. If you look at their economy, things are looking quite rough for them. Losing this round could put them on a little bit of a backslide that they really don't want to hit. And for big EQUIPA, of course, the opposite is true. They now realize, when I say the opposite, they're also in a tight spot, but they realize that if they can win this round, they can go on an absolute tear. So if they can dominate this one, they're going to have FlyQuest on the ropes, and they can very easily even out the score at the half.
Yeah, they're in position for it, you're right. Good opportunity at the moment here. They've taken long control, and without even having to do that much. There was nobody here from the CT side, and you can make that choice. It's not necessarily a problem, but it will cause some issues later on. So they're going to be parking Paulie back here, and that in itself is interesting. It's kind of an old-school strategy where you actually take long on the T side, you leave one player, and you're hoping that the CTs will go back and check it. You're hoping that they're going to be a little bit too curious to find the information, and you're just waiting for them holding the angle. So it's pretty decent. She's going to be deploying the smoke here for the cross and flashing out. So she's really trying to make herself look like there's many more players than just one out there. See, if she's successful, then there's not going to be any backup at the B-bomb side. It's just going to be down to Vanessa, and she is dead instantly. Emmy, the only one that could potentially save this round.
A couple of shots fired over towards A, but B side cracked open. Emmy, beautiful push through from her there. I'm going to give the advantage back over onto FlyQuest with the bombs planted. That's a huge win for big EQUIPA. Now they have to hold the line, and there you go. Giuliano will make it a little bit more difficult for the retake, but not impossible. 1 versus 1 again. BB, she's been in this position before. She's going to stick it. No! Oh, she stops, but there's enough time. There was a world in which she just holds that and then dies to Paulie, but she goes, you know what? No, I'm going to stake my claim. I screwed up the last round. I'm not going to, not screwed up, but I'm not going to allow that to happen again.
In a way, that is such a scary choice to make, because if she stops her defuse and somehow, like, if that's the 1 in 1,000 rounds where she doesn't win the battle there, that's going to have a really big impact on the team. This was huge. Emmy's flank, she got 2 kills at the end of it. That's really massive. They had no business winning that round. It was such a good push for big EQUIPA, but Emmy was an absolute superstar here. She's 14-6 right now. She's for sure making the difference here for FlyQuest Red.
FlyQuest actually look surprisingly comfortable on a map that hasn't been in the pool for a while. Oh no, sneaking through there. BB tries to play anti, but as soon as she lifts her head, gets it blown right off. Now that's the A site free and clear. And FlyQuest have a lot of time to rotate in. Again, big, they tend to kind of stall out a little bit. They slow down. They don't press those advantages as dominantly as they should, and that's been a bit of a downfall. But Goose, she overplays her hand, and she loses her life.
That is a baller move from Jenny. She was hearing the shots of the smoke. She was counting the bullets. She knew that Goose Breeder was going to be running out of that M4A1 on the other side, and they push right through to punish her for it here. Vanessa hunting the bomb. Oh, this actually could get very interesting. If she gets this kill, you know, it could be on once again. She's got the health for it. Nice little spam. They're trying to get the jump through, and all right, they get the job done. Paulie actually able to take it, I think, even while she was mid-air there to get the headshot. But that's a round that could have been winnable there for Vanessa. But still, I really, really love the push through onto Goose Breeder. Like, they knew she was going to be low on ammo. Good job. Yeah.
After all that smoke spam coming through, not too many places for her to hide as well. Yeah. You just push it, you run her down. That's a great round here for big EQUIPA to come out on top of. Still a lot to get done, but they forced FlyQuest down onto pistols. That was a huge boon for them. Now they have so much space to play with. Gonna posture in towards B once again. A's been a bit tough, but they're starting to kind of find their footing a lot more. And again, we kind of have to mention the fact that Dust2, having not been in the pool for a while, you got to wonder, like, how much have most of these teams been stratting on this map? And FlyQuest have looked incredibly comfortable, but Big are warming up.
CSAT 75 on top here and a pistol down below. It's some pretty good shots coming up from Vanessa. 2 headshots to make it a 3 versus 3. Now, you mentioned this earlier, but retaining B-bomb site is incredibly difficult on this map, so it should still be favoring Big EQUIPA, but one mistake here, and that could be all wrong. Running right through the smoke is Goose Breeder. BBR makes the drop down as well. A lot of damage onto Giuliano. It leaves Cowday on her own here. No bomb planted yet. The pressure is on, and obviously how the angle, you never know, goes back into it. Is Sana to hit the shot? Of course she will. And another round for Big. We're starting to get a more reasonable half here on the board for Big EQUIPA. They can do a lot still.
I mean, that's an obscene amount of damage for FlyQuest Raid to get done on a pistol round, but now we're in the last round and a half. So how much of a difference does that actually make coming into this last round here? And of course, they're going to be able to buy in. They're going to be happy with that. I don't know how Vanessa gets to here. It's just a little bit unreasonable. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough to snake out that round. Would have liked to have done so, but they have put Big in a little bit of a tight spot, but nothing they can't overcome, right? Sure, they've had to kind of compromise a little bit on the utility, but in terms of weaponry, robust.
If this is a round where Big EQUIPA are slow, they're going to be in trouble because there was a push into lower dark at the start of the round, so FlyQuest Red know this is going to be an A attack. The question is, can they hold them back long enough for the rest of the squad to really get here? You can see they're coming in along, actually towards T-spawn. They might even be able to, oh, never mind. That is a stunning headshot at range. Emmy absolutely shut down, and they should be able to get it now.
Kyosa with a beautiful start to this round. Gets that first kill over towards mid, locks down that flank as quickly as possible. And now they actually pivot off of A entirely. We see Vanessa try and peek out and catch a rotation, but she gets taken down. Jenny gets the last, and it's a 7-5 half in favor of FlyQuest.
Close the window, lock the door so we don't have nowhere to go. Feel the rhythm through your body. Let your soul out, I won't tell nobody. Yes, you feel the heat, such chemistry with your energy. It's filling me. Is it really you? 'Cause it's real to me. Oh, so please don't stop. Forget my impulse, I just like you. It's not often a stranger gets me this high. I'm in limbo, trapped inside you, and I'm not coming out. You feel the heat, such chemistry with your energy. It's filling me. Is it really you? 'Cause it's real to me. So please don't stop. Like California love, let's go lay out in the sun, then go party in the dark.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready with another half of Counter-Strike here at the ESL Impact Season 5 Finals. Great to see all of you over in Dallas. We're ready to get things underway. We've got FlyQuest Red versus Big EQUIPA, and it's been a very, very close game all of a sudden.
Yeah, you know what, Big? We're looking a little bit nervous, a little bit on the outs in the start of that half, but they've brought it back wonderfully. Only a 2-round deficit here. Unfortunately, FlyQuest going to kick off this first round of the second half with an instant kill over towards the B site. Bomb's going to get planted, lickety split, and now it's the retake.
Yeah, Gooseberry is about to shoot in the back as well. This is disastrous. You're trying to plan the retake. You're counting down the seconds now. You have to go back and find her, and she's going to get a headshot as well, making things worse. God. Another one to bring down Giuliano. It's expertly played here from Gooseberry. She did everything she needed to win this round. It's almost impossible at this point. The Sana and Jenny are doing their best that they can to bring it back. They should have no business even getting close to this one. And I think they've realized, yeah, it's better to save what you've got. Even if it's not a lot here, just try and get out. Don't give them the kills, but Hunt is on already. That's a massive round from Gooseberry.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts that she almost gets the third as well. Like, she's just insane. And that's what we were talking about a little bit earlier, right? Like, her stepping off of the IGL role means that she can do stuff like that. And she's the perfect player to do that. So, getting right in the back line there and shutting down Big, not allowing them any option to retake.
Yeah, and I think they had the smoke in the doorway before they even entered. And it means they've done the homework of throwing those smokes from T-spawn, because that's what you can do now. And a lot of teams just haven't really caught up with it yet, so they still basically walk onto the site and try and throw them when they're there. But you can do it from outside now. It's such a massive difference. Here we go out long. All of the USPs are out there. And Kaude, she's going to figure it out. Even if she dies, they should be able to call it in. Yeah, this is really smart. Just give him the MAC 10. It's not a big deal. Just don't lose the round.
Goose nearly loses her life there, but BB's there to back her up. And with that smoke, BB's able to get out. Gooseberry's got her back. You love to see it, you know?
Yes.
It's the woman solidarity there, making sure that everybody gets out alive. No woman left behind. Unfortunately, Kaude had to die to make it happen. But, I mean, the rush from Big has left FlyQuest with 4 players left alive, nowhere near. Okay, Bomb is now making its way over towards that B site, but they've barely had to do much of anything. Big, they gambled a rush and they just handed over the kills.
Yeah, and I mean, it's tempting when you know that they only have USPs in the pit. It's tempting for the rest of FlyQuest Red to just go and attack them.
Yeah.
You're probably going to win that fight anyway, but it's a kind of choice you make and you lose the round suddenly. Out of nowhere, it goes wrong. It's much better to leave the MAC 10 alone. Who cares if they pick up a MAC 10? They're not going to use it in this round anyway, so just let them have it and fall back and win the round. That's exactly what they did. That's really great to see, because those small mistakes will cost you, especially a best of 1. So just don't give them the opportunity here. 9-5, the scoreline. FlyQuest Red still doing exactly what they need to. And now the pressure is on. Look at this speed behind this round, running straight onto the bomb site and straight into Kiosa. Big kills coming through. The Molotov on top, or the incendiary, I should say, to shut them down.
It's a great read from Big. Just denying that choke point entirely. Flog it with util, hold those sidelines, and just mow down FlyQuest as they attempt to move through. Now the bomb is completely lost. There is really not much that FlyQuest are going to be able to do here. They're going to try and get a little bit of damage if they can, but I mean, this round is nigh on unsalvageable.
You're going to need to find some individuals fight like Gooseberry just did. Unfortunately, Emmy probably had to win at least one of those fights in the middle of this be a reasonable round. It's still quite far away. She can do some damage, though, which can still be very frustrating. Although, speaking of damage, she got, I think, tagged through the edge of the wall there. So she's down to about 14 health. And they have the bomb on the other side, so no real reason why they would want to be fighting her. I think it's not the most exciting, but what she's doing now makes sense. Just wait. You're hoping for a mistake from somebody on the bigger keeper side. And if they give it to you, you get another headshot, and it's a little bit more expensive for the CTs. So, yeah, she's slow playing it, and even saving the AK probably be fine, so nothing else, unfortunately, to do in this kind of situation. Yeah, I mean, I do like having that huge pace at the start of a half like this, because you're putting the CTs on notice if it works out. You're forcing them to commit a lot of grenades at the start of every round. But this time, they had the Molotov down. It kind of worked out for them. So, yeah, you're right. Good play on Big.
Now, FlyQuest is going to have to kind of rethink. The last couple of rounds have been pretty explosive. So we're likely to see some changes into the next, especially because, you know, you win 2 rounds and then you lose 1. Cash is not in the best spot. And that's another reason why, obviously, Goose is going to want to hold on to this AK. The reinvest is going to be very tough for them. And Big come through that pretty damn healthy. So they're not feeling any pressure into this round whatsoever. So some changes need to come through here from FlyQuest already early on. And we're calling for an adjustment.
It could be time, yeah. I mean, it's not a huge gap, right? 9-6, only 3 round of difference now. And with that many people surviving on the CT side, suddenly they're going to have a little bit more money to work with. I still don't see the AWP on Sana on that CT side, but I think that, again, I'm going to say it one more time, I think that could be the X factor. Ooh, Emmy, she smoked through and flashed through. Another flashbang going over the wall. And Paulie's going to be that Sana with the return, but another good flashbang to set it up. And Emmy to get the kill. This is so worth it for the trade here for FlyQuest.
Playing off of each other so well, but what they don't realize is how heavily fortified this A site was. There are still 2 players here. Pushing out a little bit aggressively, trying to find out, okay, are FlyQuest still around? Can we find an opening here? A great shot from Jenny, and now they just back out. It's cool. We've evened out the numbers. We'll throw it down a smoke, and we're going to get the hell out of Dodge.
Giuliano, yeah, taking one last peek. Classic situation there. I think I'm assuming for Emmy where she's probably looking at the radar, and sometimes it'll look like you're just a little bit slow to react, but because you're looking at the radar for your teammates to see if they're going to be catching anything, and this time it absolutely backfired. So 50 seconds on the clock, and they're making their way along, and it looks like actually Big have said, let's group up and check the middle and see if there's going to be a fight available, and if not, we're going to play retake for the A bomb site. So retaking A is much more doable than B, so it's not a bad choice here. They're going to have the catwalk position maybe available. No. Vanessa going down. Surprised he didn't get that kill. I know we know that she's a really good player, so would have thought that she would have been able to get that one, but this time it betrays her a little bit, and a 2 versus 3 here in the after plant.
A bomb plant is a lot, I feel like, for FlyQuest here. They would have wanted to win that round, of course, but they do manage to make that happen. A great patient play from them as well. Not to pull out from long, even after losing yet another player. Instead, they opt to re-aggress in. Now they're pushing in through from Connector here. The Molotov to come through, but it doesn't quite connect. They've run straight past it. BB, she's going to get overrun. Cannot get even 1. Actually, she does get 1. But yes, overrun and bomb defused.
Now, they had 3 players on the catwalk. When you see them running down back middle, I think a lot of people would have thought, oh, that's a scary choice. That cost you a lot of time. But Bibian had a smoke and a Molotov. Like, she deployed both of them. If they had all 3 been on catwalk for that retake, it would have been a much more difficult round, I think, for the CTs to actually win it. So, great choice to not have everybody retaking from the same position, because you can get, all it takes is 1 more bit of utility and you lose the round. So, yeah, heads up play for Big EQUIPA. Very well played. Bomb plant for FlyQuest Red, but they're not able to get enough money on the board.
Devastating blow for them. And Big EQUIPA slowly closing that gap step by step. Only a 2-round deficit here. Goosebreeder breaks her legs. And Bibian will get taken off entirely. Unfortunately, doesn't seem like too much is going to happen here. And we're not seeing a rush from FlyQuest this time around, so really looking to try and catch some aggression from Big, maybe get a couple of early, or maybe not early, but surprise pickoffs. Maybe try and get some upgrades if they can. This time around, they're not looking to just kind of get the round over with. They really do want to try and steal away some of that economy wherever possible. Because look at Big's money right now. Sure, they're likely to win this round, but FlyQuest have kept it pretty darn expensive, so they can keep chipping away. They're in a good position.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Just a little bit more will make a difference here. Sana goes down with the AWP. Oh, this is way more than I was expecting. It's a good shot from Sana to begin with. She was partially flashed as well, but she still ends up dying, and now we're down to 40 seconds. They're going to try to make a rotation, and actually Kyosa, who's in the back of the B bomb site, is very low on health here. Now, she should have the element of surprise. They're making a lot of noise coming through, so 1 kill is all it takes, and they're going to win this round, but yeah, there we go. Well played. And she swings out for the next one. 3 kills, as she did, I think, take down Emmy at the start of the round too. That's so well done. Nice save from Kyosa. No more damage being done there. They get to save 3 rifles. So they're going to be fine for the minute here. 8-9 the scoreline. And they have enough money to buy, I guess, on the T side, but they want to take a timeout beforehand.
It's a great call to leave Kyosa posted up on that side. She
Yeah.
is the low player. You know, you've got your kind of more robust players over towards where all of the action has been. They can kind of back each other up. And all right, cool. Just chill over there. If you do die, that sucks, but we'll be able to come through. We'll have that information. Makes a lot of sense. But for Kyosa, she's like, you know what? I'm just going to hold it down. Don't worry about it, guys. I don't need you. I got this. And 2 beautiful kills from her. Yes, FlyQuest do get a couple of kills in that one. A third would have been fantastic, but unfortunately that is completely denied. So now, 1 round away from an even scoreline. When this map started out, I was saying, you know, Big looking a little uncomfortable, but all it took was for the sides to change. Now they're looking a lot more confident.
See if that's going to be shining through. A nice flick with the setup as well, with the flashbang on top, and it's Cowday, one of the greatest shots we've seen from her yet. That absolutely shuts down that long position. And it puts pressure now on the CT side, because you can't really hold all angles or all positions of the map any longer. You have to, somewhere has to be weak now that you're playing in a 4 versus 5. And where is that? It looks like it's the B bomb side, as Kyosa is basically saying, okay, I'm not even going to be playing on the bomb side. I'll basically be trying to double up on middle. So we have, hopefully, A and mid are going to be well defended. And if they come B, it's going to be another question. We'll be in a lot more trouble here. Giuliano pushing a little bit more forward, looking for the headshot. She's in a good position for it, but doesn't quite land it. The grenade not going to be quite deep enough either. So still a chance here. 4 versus 5. FlyQuest Red in a position that they could definitely win this round. Again, they had a huge gap at one point. They had a massive lead, but it's slowly been chipped away at here.
I like that they've slowed things down. This is kind of what we were waiting for, where they had such aggressive rounds. But look how Big are going exploratorily down long here. They're looking to try and find something. They're going to walk straight into Emmy, and Giuliano is going to win that. Amazing. Expecting that to be there. Expecting there to be a player, but do not expect the second. Well done to FlyQuest. Instantly trade that back out. And that's the A site. Relatively easy to take.
It should be. A little bit of a mistake with the flashbang. Can only control your own model, not your players or your teammates' models, obviously. Down in the pit she is. See if there's much. Okay, that's all you need. You don't actually need to re-peek that if you're Goose Breeder. So the bomb again planted. I think it could have been slightly better, maybe further on back towards the catwalk, but I don't even know if Big EQUIPA are going to get that close to retaking this one, and especially not now that they've lost Jenny R back there. Kyosa would probably love to get away, but she's going to get hunted down as well. Cowday having herself an absolutely great round. 3 kills so far in it, and Sana would be lucky to get out alive at this point. She won't be. 4 kills. That's magnificent. Again, the in-game leader of the team, and also stepping up on the scoreboard.
I suppose at that point, there's not much in-game leading to do, right?
No.
You just gotta, you know what, Goose, you got this, right? Cool. Aim down sights. And this is the kind of performance that we were almost expecting out of Anna a little bit earlier, right? This is like K stepping up, affectionately known in NA as K Slay, because, you know, she do be slaying. Great 4K from her. That was a rough one for Big as well. Unfortunately, losing that first player early on, not expecting the second player out towards T-spawn. Vanessa getting that trade-off. And things just kind of start to fall apart. And here's where the danger comes in. Double digits for FlyQuest, and it's a pistol round for Big.
And they've already checked it out. They used the MAC-10 on Vanessa to just run into the B-bomb site. She's already cleared it. She knows that nobody's here. Nasty surprise waiting as they try and re-enter, in an absolute slaughter as they make their way through the doorways. It's really good work. Giuliano, there's nothing you can do in this round. Even a kill wouldn't make a difference here. So a good cleanup, very quick round. They're back to that earlier pace, but like you pointed out, they probably could guess the economy, so they were just able to use that to their advantage. Now they're up to 11.
That's what we call a mow-down, hoe-down.
Yeah,
here
exactly.
In Dallas.
It's just the best feeling in the game. Like, it doesn't happen nearly enough. You get the MAC-10, and you're just like soft targets. They have no Kevlar on the other side. It's just the best thing.
Like a knife through butter. All right, Zana, AWP in hand here. Didn't quite manage to find much with it on the T side. We'll see what she can get done here on CT. She's gonna have to be coming up against Cowday as well.
The MAC-10 is still in play. There's not a single helmet on Big EQUIPA right now. That's the sacrifice they've had to make to get what they have here. And normally, that's not a big deal when you're on the CT side, but in this round, it could really, really blow up in their faces. We'll see if Vanessa's gonna have a chance here. And they can afford to let her lead from the front here. You have so much more confidence in these rounds when you're in the Mac 10, because if you die, you don't really feel bad. You just think, oh, well, I wasn't supposed to do a lot in this round anyway, so you'll take some fights that maybe you normally wouldn't. And when they don't have head armor, it's devastating.
This call is crazy. Like, so they push out through under, they try to take the space up in long. While that's happening, the bomb's moved over towards B, which has just completely been vacated. Like, how that's come to pass, but this is a dangerous situation for the two FlyQuest Red players who have positioned themselves down long, because they're going to get flanked in on. Okay, sure, bomb is likely to get planted, but it could be a massive disadvantage here.
Oh, well, let's see. It might depend on how long she can stay alive in the pit here with the AWP. Cowday's still another couple of seconds. She can't get the shot there, but you are right, though. The bomb's going to get planted, and they're really far away, so 5-on-3 retake. But this is where I always want to look at the utility. They've got 2 Molotovs, a smoke just now deployed. Those 2 Molotovs could be devastating for Big EQUIPA. And look at the boost coming in here. There's some real tricky play. Now, they do back off it a little bit early, perhaps. Maybe could have tried it. 1 Molotov down to slow. Another one still there on BBR. And she's going to try and see if she can find another position to close down. Nice shot from Kiosa, but they're trying to get through it. It's BBR on the other side. Absolute slaughter as they make their way through. Sana running up, USB in hand. She puts it right in Goose Breeder's face. Gets the headshot, but cannot find the kill. FlyQuest Red, a huge round.
That round was absurd from start to finish. The way that they just completely past each other, ships in the night. Yes, we have 2 players going down over towards A long, but the fact that they plant on B, which we've said is so difficult to retake, Goose plays like an ADHD kid, right? Like just constantly snapping from left to right. She's got full control of the site, and they do a great job. Even after getting shot in the face with a USBS at close range, she survives, and she clutches around for her team. Big EQUIPA now. There's so much to get done. It is an almost impossible battle ahead of them. I'm having some flashbacks to our first map because, I don't know, there's so many rounds here that they have to string together just to get back into some sort of contention.
It's not easy, and it starts, again, with the economy being very, very low here. So you're just already in trouble on that front. Yeah, they need 4 rounds to get this back into overtime. It's Jenny up. Making a bit of a play, putting up a smoke. They're going to be double nading it in case anyone's there already. That will signal to anyone on the other side. I think Vanessa's hearing those grenades, so she's going to call it out. And because they're so close together, those nades, she knows it's 2 players, right? It's not going to be 1 player throwing 2 separate nades. She can hear that it's basically the same thing. So, yeah, they're rotating quite far back, though. They're instantly over at the A bomb side. So it might have actually been the play for Big to show themselves in lower dark and then try and force this rotation. If that's the case, it's working.
Util stack to come through nice and early. FlyQuest already making their way in on towards the site here. Big pushing through the smoke. They do actually manage to mow down Vanessa. Last one left alive. She's on the other side of the map. She's going to be good for 1, but this was such a good play from Big. They don't respect the smokes. They don't respect the Util. They push straight through, and FlyQuest are not expecting it.
I'm going to go ahead and say I think that was planned from spawn, because that is so suspicious. Normally, you don't want to be making that much noise when you're trying to make that double push into lower. They did, and they instantly rotated away and joined everyone else over at the A-bomb side, and they had all the utility to go through the crossing smoke. So I've got to assume that was a plan from the start here. That is so well played. Great calling coming out from the big camp, and you need about 3 more of those calls, and you're in overtime. So it's doable still.
Yeah. I mean, they've managed to recover so many of these weapons as well. Gianna's picked up the AWP. We got 2 AKs on board as well. If they can take down Vanessa, that's taking another gun away from FlyQuest. Like, it's these little dominoes that slowly topple over and could end us up, as you say, in overtime. But Vanessa hasn't given up just yet. She doesn't want to let them take the weapons. There you go. That's at least 1 taken away. And, of course, the AWP will still be recovered. But it's 1 AK that they take out of the hands. It's that little bit more to play with in the next round.
Yeah, if they can get rid of the money on the T side, then obviously the job is going to be so much easier to get into overtime. So we'll see how that plays out. They're still not really there yet, and I think FlyQuest Red still have money on the T side now. So they're going to be able to buy up in this one. They're not going to have any trouble with that. Yeah, straight into it we go. It's Cowday still on the AWP, so it's been a real interesting performance from her so far. 15 kills. Still not quite catching up to Emmy, who's remarkably at 20 kills. That's so crazy. But yeah, they're all playing really well on the T side at the moment. Got to give it to them.
Emmy's been a great addition to the team. One of the newer ones, obviously, but definitely been showing her worth in absolute spades. Now FlyQuest again, going to slow things down a bit. And Big also playing this map control really well, right? They've been super dynamic with how they set up their defensive line from round to round. They don't want to be read into too easily, and that's really worked in their favor. It's given them a lot of space to try and recover so many of these rounds.
See if there's going to be an opening kill out at long. I mean, there probably will be, but the question is whether or not Paulie can be put into play. She's had a really rough game, and that'll happen sometimes. In a best of one, though, you can't really recover it. That's the one time to shine here. So she's got the FAMAS. What a flashbang to set it up. That's Bibian going down early on. Paulie, attempted flash there. She's going to get the spray down on one. Huge kill. Again, getting them a step closer to overtime. Even if you have a very tough game for the majority of it, sometimes all you need is a couple of good rounds at the end, and you can basically redeem almost any performance. So just keep your head in the game. Sana here, easy enough shot, and that should pretty much be the round confirmed.
And the most FlyQuest could hope for here is a little bit of damage. There you go. Nice K-Day, clay pigeon shooting, as she has been known to do. Yet another one for Vanessa as well. Trying to claw this one back. Big's money is not in the greatest spot, but they're likely to win. I mean, if they don't win this round, then something's gone horribly, horribly wrong. So they win this, they get the money. They're not too concerned. But at least Kaude is going to get to hold on to the AWP.
Yeah, which now is becoming a bit of a factor, because they are really running out of money on the FlyQuest side, so they do need that AWP to be put into play. So I guess, yeah, saving it's good news. But that was it's a great flashbang. The timing could have been better over at the catwalk. That's really how they got into the round. And yeah, for Paulie, it's just about having a little bit of impact in some of these rounds. You don't need the multi kills always. Just have a couple of kills here towards the end of it, and you can still save the team. 1 AK, couple of Mac 10s, pistol there on Goose Breeder, and a little bit of typing. Wonder if there's might be a round restart. I feel like everyone's suspiciously standing still. Might be some sort of tech issue that needs to be solved. But no one's taking any damage. Generally, when no one's taking damage, there's no issue in restarting the round. So
there you go. Perfect.
It's only when people take damage we get into really weird territory where it's like now we can't fix it the same way. So we'll see. Match has been paused for a second, waiting to get back into it, but yeah, so still early on in the day in Dallas. Obviously not so much in Sweden where we are, but
a little bit later in the day here for us. But so it's the Dallas crowd that really matter. I'd love to know how they're enjoying the games. You know, I'd love it if they could like get loud. You know, if you guys could let us know if you're having fun, if you're having a good time. There you go.
Nice.
Love that. Thank you. Hello, Dallas. Good morning.
I feel like the crowd for ESL Impact in Dallas has been growing year for year. Like there's more and more support for it every time. It's really cool to see. And when the Open tournament finishes, like normally you'll see some of those teams start to make their way over and sort of take a look and cheer. I think those are important things. So yeah, it's a history that's been building for a long time now. You know, we're in season 5 after all, so still building it from the ground up here. It's going to be the AWP on Kaude, saved from the last round as we're heading into the 23rd round. Another chance here for FlyQuest to try and close it before we hit overtime, but Big EQUIPA, they're trying their best that they can. Kyosa will go down at the start of the round. That's a big loss at the site here.
It's a great opener for Kaude, but they're going to need so much more to keep this round in contention for them. And of course, that it's not like the kill was in a rifle recoverable position. So of course, Big are going to be grateful for that. But FlyQuest would have liked to have been able to snag that away. Now they've posted Kaude up. She can just hold the line. If Big get too aggressive, then she'll be ready and waiting for them. But now we just stall out. Now we wait and see. Do Big get antsy? Do they make a mistake? Do they push out when they shouldn't? And can we take advantage of that?
They did last time, and I think it's a very deliberate choice here for FlyQuest. I think that flashbang actually worked, but a nice save from Sana. Otherwise, I think Emmy maybe would have been able to hunt down Pauli, was on the other side. It's Giuliano going down, and that opens up the bomb site, maybe. Jenny is still in the back of the site with the M4, looking to see if she can get the bounce up here. If she makes the jump, oh, there's the top of the head just showing. She tries to get the little tap away, and she will take down Bibian. It's not a bad shot. 10 bullets left here to try and fight Vanessa on the other side, and about 30 seconds on the clock. Breeder in the middle, Tech9, and Sana is just in position for it. 25 seconds for a 1 versus 3. It feels unlikely.
And there's no way Big just give her these duels. So they'll allow the bomb plant to go down. Not the end of the world here, but a retake to come through. Vanessa so close to another kill. Unfortunately, just cannot recover the round. And I mean, that's we expected that, right? They didn't really have much into this round. They actually do a hell of a lot more than I thought they would, all things considered.
Yeah, I think Sana got a couple of really important shots out on long and down the middle. But they did also let go of the bomb plant. So, you know, this is going to be the last round of regulation coming up here. We'll see how much money they have on the FlyQuest red side. That bomb plant could make a big difference in the right moment. So we'll see if that's going to be playing out for them or not here. But yeah, what a close game once again. It really was FlyQuest running away with it. Emmy playing way above and beyond. And now they're just 1 round away from overtime here. Big EQUIPA, that could be a great way to start the day.
Yeah, I mean, for our second game of the day, just to hit that overtime button on Dust2, which we haven't seen in a hot minute, at least not an Impact.
It's more fun that way.
Yeah, I love that.
You look at the rifles coming out here on the FlyQuest side. That bomb plant made a big difference. The $800 bonus, so they're going to be enjoying that. So, Breeder setting up a bit of a Molotov here, see if she can force anyone out.
Oh no.
Goes a little bit too short, unfortunately. I suspect anyway, probably Jenny would have been able to kind of casually walk away from it, but yeah, at least they could have cleared out of position. At long, we've got Emmy. This needs to be a strong entry. I think FlyQuest, they don't have the utility or the weaponry to have some sort of long, drawn-out battle. You probably need like a really quick kill and a bomb plant to follow in seconds. Bit of a fake towards the catwalk. It's drawing people over. That is actually working really well right now. Kiosa is alone at the back here.
And Giuliano not willing to give up this position in mid, though. The HE to come through. Ooh. Could have been spicy, but she's not going to allow it to happen. Kiosa holding the line. She does get traded out, but she's good for the opener, and that's going to allow the follow-through to come out. 4 versus 3 here. FlyQuest should at the very least be able to get this bomb planted big, giving them the space to do so. They know that they have to play for this retake. It's a tough position to do it from. Can they make it work? Jenny holding in window, doesn't realize Vanessa has snaked in beneath her. If she shows her face, this is going to even it out.
They smoked up the door again. So they have to come through the window right now. If they run through the door, that's like 20-second smoke. I think they're in a lot of trouble. That one smoke might have just won the game here for FlyQuest Red. A 2 versus 2. The bomb is now ticking away. They do have the defuse kit, but they need to get on it right now, and I don't think they have the time for it. Hunting down Kaude, but she's playing it so well. Trying to stay hidden. The shot is in. She's straight on the defuse with the kit as well. Does she have the seconds left? My God, she does. It's overtime.
Oh my God, what a round. FlyQuest do so much to make that happen, but what a recovery, an unbelievable clutch from Zana to ensure, hell no, we're not ready to go to the lower bracket just yet.
That is wild. She had to fall straight on that defuse. If she wasted even half a second doing anything else here, it would have been done with. You see the smile coming out as well. What a battle it was for Big EQUIPA to get into this. This could have easily been FlyQuest just running away with it. But now the pressure is on. Again, the expectations for FlyQuest, I would say the core of the team, really since the inception of ESL Impact, has been so high. Like everyone was looking at them at the start of it to make it work. I'm sure they don't, even if they don't get knocked out here, I'm sure they don't want to be... They don't want to be falling down into any lower bracket. Like they want to keep this like a great start to the tournament for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've already had one of the European representatives make their way through here. Big just want to be the second one to do that, right?
Yeah, that is probably true.
For FlyQuest, they could be the first North American contingent to make that happen. So we'll see how it goes now. Of course, overtime, it's a bit of a slog. But for FlyQuest, starting out OT on the T side could favor Big.
It could. I mean, both teams at various points in this game have been struggling for the economy. So obviously going into overtime, that's going to change. So if you have some plans that you maybe weren't able to execute because you didn't have the money for it, now is your chance to pull that out, maybe. I do like that Krieg on the T side. Emmy's picked it up. If you're peeking this, you might not be expecting it on the CT side, and it's going to be pretty accurate and deadly. There we go. Instant headshot. Emmy flashed, but it does not matter. She's going to take down Giuliano as well. That is a brutal way to get the round started.
That's illegal. Beautiful 2K there. And crazily, okay, Zana. Oh my god! K-Day swaps places, tag team. It's my turn now. And Zana loses the AWP battle there. I think it's the first time we've seen them come up against each other, but K-Day to come out on top. Finally, we'll see some kills come through from Big EQUIPA, but Kyosa with 10 HP. I mean, we've seen her in a 10 HP position before. She did a great job on the B site a little bit earlier on, but versus 3 players, robust on HP, AWP in Kawade's hand, that doesn't seem likely.
And on the T side, I mean, they probably know they've won this round as soon as it's a 3v1, but they are really careful, right? They double smoked across, they're smoking it again. There's nobody on the other side, but this is how you want to play it. Again, you just don't want to leave anything to chance. There's so much on the line here, so keep it cool, even if you are 99% sure you've won the round. So I really love seeing that. That Krieg on long, they peek into it, and like you pointed out, the third peek, it's the AWP waiting instead, so that's devastating. Well done, well played. Emmy continuing to shine, 23 and 19 at the moment. So that's an absolute killer scoreline. And one step closer here for FlyQuest Red.
I wonder what the feeling is for FlyQuest when you're like, now if we'd done this 1 round ago.
That's a classic, it really is a classic Counter-Strike experience. Like, you can't find that 1 round, and as soon as it's overtime, you can.
Yeah.
That always happens, I feel like.
Crazy. Well, they're off to a good start here in overtime. Can Big EQUIPA stamp it out? And Emmy, of course, going to be holding on to that Krieg, as you pointed out. I'm a big, like, Krieg org enjoyer, right? I feel like we don't get to see that as much, and I'm super happy to see it come through here. But now, okay, aggressive push. Oh, blinded out this time. She won't make it happen, but it's going to be Vanessa to get to. She does burn away. But at the very least, she's kept the numbers even here. Now, do they realize that Giuliano has pushed so far out? No, they don't. A double for her. She even wins over Kaede. Goose Breed is the last one. Bomb in no man's land. They know Goose is the flank, the lurk. So they're going to keep their eyes open for that. But realistically, it's their round.
It should be, and that can be the power of overstacking a position on the CT side, is that the Ts, like you said, they just don't expect that. They lost count, right? They think, oh, we already killed 2 people. It's probably not going to be third, but there was. And making that assumption can cost you the round. Say Goosebreeder, though, with a chance for a bit of a highlight here. If she can somehow, she's got the time for it again. She just needs one mistake maybe on the CT side, and it could be done. But they're all showing up. They got the bomb down in front. Let's see. Oh, she's running right into the AWP. Fair enough. Maybe 5 seconds earlier, and Sana wouldn't have been there. But those are hard rounds to win regardless. So, tied up once again.
Again, that confidence that we've been speaking about so much. For Giuliano to just push through that smoke and be like, I'm going to hold this. It's fine. It's totally fine. Double kill.
Yeah.
And it completely turns the round back in their favor.
Do you have a favorite player in this one, Sam? Do you feel someone that you're particularly sort of happy to see play?
I'm really happy that Emmy's here, I'll be honest.
All right, Emmy's your...
Yeah. It's good to see her back in CS too, you know? Well, I said back in CS in general.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad that she's here, and of course she's performing incredibly well. I love that they picked up Vanessa. I think that she's also been a super solid addition to the team.
Yeah.
I had to pick FlyQuest because, you know, that's my personality now. I'm a FlyQuest fan. Sorry, guys.
Well, I mean, I think they're going to be happy in Dallas. They're going to be happy to hear that. Imagine there's going to be quite a few people in the audience there that want to see FlyQuest move on through. Yeah. So they're stepping in the right direction, but it's become a much more tricky match for the moment here. We'll see if Emmy can live up to the hype continuously. Smoke is up here, and Kyosa's just standing in the middle, just waiting for something to happen. Vanessa's going to get traded out on long, but that might still be, or in the middle actually, it might still make a bit of a space. Goose Breeder, this is what she did in the pistol round, where she showed up with 2 kills to shoot them in the back. It's just going to be the one on Paulie this time. Asana, oh, she's got no idea. The grenade is going to give it away, though. Has to run on back, but now it's on 1 versus 1, and Sana's come out on top. Now, there is a little bit of a chance here, actually. Kyosa, she's pushed through her own smoke, and that catches them. That's a really sick play.
But unfortunately, that's left the B side pretty darn open. Giuliano's going to throw out some of this utility just to try and stem the tide a little bit. There you go. The peek from Bibian gets punished. The Krieg cannot get the value this time. Giuliano is hyped as can be. A great turnaround, a great call to realize it's not happening on A. And she cuts them off before they have the chance.
Yeah, well played from Giuliano at the end. I've got to say that trick, I mean, it'd be fun to see on a highlight. I think it's curious. I think she underhands a smoke, and then she actually walks through it into upper dark and just shoots them in the back as they're running away. So really well done. Smart play from her. Suddenly bigger in a... They've taken him over. What was the lead at one point? Was it like 9-6 or 9-5 even, I think? They had a good like 4 or 5 round lead.
Yeah, because we had 7-5 half, and then we had pistol conversion.
Yeah, you're right.
And then it's, yeah, so 9-5. All the way into OT.
A good chance to get that job done. And now, I don't know, it's up in the air once again. Obviously, they're going to be switching halves here, but... I don't know. How much more can FlyQuest Red fans deal with if they end up losing this match? I mean, it's been hard to be a fan, like in the sense that the expectations are so high and you just want to see them win a couple of more big matches here. And this one was ready. They had almost done it. Oh, Vanessa started to wake up a lot more. She's at 22 kills.
I mean, now FlyQuest back on their CT side. This is where they had the majority of their success.
Yeah.
So we might see them start to make a little bit of a resurgence here. But Big, I mean, they're going to be feeling super good about how those last few rounds have gone. They've finally taken the lead for themselves. They don't want to give that up. They want to hold on to that as tight as humanly possible. And for FlyQuest, I mean, it's going to be a bit of deja vu if they lose here, because in Season 4, they lost in the first round, then they lost the best of 3 losers, and then they were out. So there's definitely a bit of like a mental game that gets played.
Yeah.
And you've got to wonder, are they going to succumb to that, or do they use that as motivation?
Hopefully that's one of the things they've been working really, really hard on. You don't want to be thinking about that right now. You want that's analysis for later. But you know, you lose enough matches at important moments, and it can kind of come back to haunt you for sure. Incendiary down in the middle. Again, that new effect showing it is a CT-sided grenade. It's a bit smaller. Smoke up, and it bounces up on top. Oh, it falls down a little bit, so I guess if someone was boosted, maybe they could have done something with it on the other side, but they're walking right into the crossfire here. Goosebreeder doesn't even need to see who she's shooting at. Still going to get the kill through. 3 versus 3, and the bomb is awkwardly in the middle here. Giuliano, you've got to survive. You have to pick up the bomb and run it to the bomb site. The backup is not quite there yet. Bibian comes through, goes down, and now it's a 1 versus 2.
Oh no, Kaude. Missing that shot is unreal. Now Zana knows where you are. She's holding the angle. Kaude gets it through the box, but not enough to kill. The drive-by shot pulls out the AWP, but it's a great swing from Kiosa. So close, but it's big. Now it's big on map point.
Yeah, it is. I think Kiosa ends up with 4 kills in that round. The bomb was lost in one of the worst positions possible, and they still just couldn't quite find a way to do it there. The opportunity was there, no question, on the CT side. Yeah, Kiosa coming up here towards the end. Huge work. That's really important. 15 to 13. And you're right, a chance here for Big EQUIPA to take it. It's now FlyQuest instead running, or fighting for double overtime. What do they have left at this point in time here? Nice shot onto Goosebreeder. Not that they know it. That's unconfirmed damage, as we like to say. But still, it all counts. Are they going to be boosting up on the CT side inside of the double doors? For a minute, it looked like they might. How they gets the kill, but yeah, they have this long position. I think she's boosted up on the boxes. That's a really nasty angle.
Oh, that swing from Kiosa is disgusting. Gonna take out Kaude instantly. Now Vanessa holding the line here. She's gonna be good for 2. It's beautiful, but Zana takes a bit of damage, but she's good for the confirmed kill. 2 versus 2. Bomb not yet planted. FlyQuest have some control here. They're going to push in from 2 different directions. Are Big EQUIPA going to be expecting this? They're kind of waiting down the clock a little bit. They're feeling a little antsy, not ready to get that bomb down. Finally, the tap will come through. Zana watching double doors, so Goosebreeder is a little bit free and clear here.
Counting the seconds, she walks right into the shot, and now it's Bibian 1 versus 2 to try and hold on to the dream here. It's Jenny on the other side, and she's actually up in the window. That's a huge play. Hard to find, but a lot of damage. Just one more bullet connection here for Bibian. She might be able to save the team. Grenade down in front, but she gets it, and she's got the kit. She's going to have the time for the defuse. FlyQuest round. They do get another round in there. It's really scary, but they got the job done.
Double OT? Double OT?
I think so.
Yeah, Dallas, double OT?
That's going to get the team fired up, surely. You in a clutch like that, That's absolutely huge. But she's one of my favorite personalities in the space, Vivian. Like, she's so funny. Had the pleasure of playing a show match with her when we were over in Romania last year or earlier in the year. It's really just a funny character. So good to see her come up really huge in this round.
Yeah, I mean, that was so down to the wire. They're duking each other out, playing back and forth, but they'll be very happy with how that round eventually ended itself out. Hey, there's the org. Sick. Okay, Emmy, you're now my favorite player. Thank you for that.
Yeah, she picked up the Krieg on the other side.
Yeah, exactly.
So some consistency there.
Consistently unconventional. I love it.
Yeah, maybe that's her future brand. Oh, here we go. Pushing right in. Nice headshot. Even if flashed, I mean, she got the kill. Gooseberry is going to be going down, and now it's on Vanessa. And she's struggling a little bit. Jenny R didn't need to see what she was shooting at either. Just right through. This is a huge play coming up for Big EQUIPA as they are looking to take the match. Best of one here, and in a 2 versus 3, I have no idea how FlyQuest Red are going to try and retake this bomb site.
Bibion still alive here. Coyote trying to retake with an AWP can be incredibly difficult. Now, she's snappy with it, but I think I'd prefer for her to have a rifle in hand. It's already so difficult. Never mind. Coyote tells me to shut up. What do I know? 2 versus 2 here, but the bomb's ticking away. Time running out. BB looking for one. Coyote will get a second. 1 player left alive. Now position is known. Bibian, she has to push this. She has to get the control, the shots to come through. She gets the kill, but does she have enough time to get the defuse this time? I don't think so. It's so unbelievably close, but she cannot make it happen. Big EQUIPA with a 16-14 win.
What an upset. What a comeback for Big EQUIPA after being so far behind, losing the pistol on the second half, and then into a victory in overtime. You can see what it means to them. That was a real struggle. It took everything they had to get that job done, but well played. I think there was a bunch of rounds at the end where Kyosa is making